It's always a joy to be here. Thank you all for being here today. And it's always a pleasure to stand and hold the light for everyone. Thank you for your willingness to share. And yes, we hold this light. And today is winter solstice. So there's a powerful light that we're aware of today. And I'll talk more about that. But I wanted to tell you a little story about a pastor of a local church. He was out shopping at the mall and he saw a parishioner, one of his parishioners, and he stopped the man and he said, you know, I'm kind of curious why you haven't been attending church and regularly, and is everything okay? And the man says, well, the sermons are okay. But every single time I go to church, it's the same music. Now, the pastor didn't like hearing that because he was proud of his music department and the diversity that they had. And he said, he was just bewildered. And he said, well, what songs are the same songs? And he said, every time, Silent Night and A Little Town of Bethlehem. Meaning he only goes to church once a year. So they say there are 4 stages of life. One, you believe in Santa Claus. The second, you don't believe in Santa Claus. The third, you are Santa Claus. And the fourth is you look like Santa. So winter solstice is we are in the day where the sun is standing still. And so in the northern hemisphere, it's the first day of winter. It's the shortest day and the longest night. And so this month and this week, this time of year is all about the light. And part of it is because of the darkness that we have. And we are especially a little gloomy here with our atmospheric rivers coming through, don't you think? It's been a little gloomy. So we're especially excited about light. And so I always look forward to winter solstice because then there's only 89 days till spring. How many hours? So not that anything's counting, but so we have a spiritual and religious traditions around this time. And so I was curious to see what the Course in Miracles had to say about light. And the Course reminds us that the light of Christmas is not the physical light that we see everywhere, the beautiful lights and the decorations, but the symbol of awareness of returning to the mind. It's our awareness of the mind, our awareness of our oneness. And so when we say, I hold this light with you, we know that each of us is that individualized expression of the light. And so we hold this light as truth of who you are, of what the prayer request is, and for every person that is prayed for. So light is the knowledge of what is real. And we know that love is the truth of us instead of fear. That innocence is the truth instead of guilt. And unity instead of separation. So at Christmas, the light symbolizes the moment when the mind remembers the truth, that we don't dwell on the darkness, but we remember truth. And what is darkness? Darkness is not evil, it's forgotten light. Darkness is only forgotten light. The light is hidden at the moment. And so the light of Christmas reminds us that nothing has been lost. It's only overlooked or hidden. And so when we are present, we are ready to receive that light of Christ. And that light is internal, not external. The light does not come from events or people or even traditions. The light does not come from all the outward things around us. Though we celebrate that light and appreciate that light, we know that light comes from within. It's the divine light. So Christmas, we draw our attention inward. It's really an interesting time because there's a lot of external expression. There's decorations and parties and presents and people all around us, but we know that the true meaning is that coming into that connection, that light within. And that light expands as we open to it. Is expansive, and it's about, it's not judgmental, it does not attack, it's about the oneness that we share. Ernest Holmes says, we have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall contact in the outer, a power that can overcome every obstacle in our life, and it sets us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed and prosperous, in a new light, in a new light. So we know that oneness is that light. So this Christmas light shines on everyone, and it shines and illuminates the beauty of who we are, the light of who we are, the joy of who we are. And that light is available to us anytime, not just in December. And I always see December as getting us ready for the new year. As we celebrate and expand this light and bring this light in, it's preparing us for the new year, for our intentions, for what we want to accomplish, for what we see, the newness of possibility. So the Course talks about, I wanted the metaphysical meaning of Christmas according to the Course in Miracles. And so they start with the birth of Christ is an inner awakening. It's really the birth of Christ consciousness. Again, it's that part of the self that we see, that we recognize, but it's that divine self. And Christmas symbolizes that moment when we choose love over fear, when we choose love over separation, when we choose unity over discord. So Christ is not a body, but a state of mind. Jesus came to tell us that Christ presence that he so firmly believed in, that we all have that. So Christ is not a being, but a state of mind. So Christmas celebrates our unity. When you think of the Nativity and the Christmas story, the manger represents humility and willingness. So Jesus was not born into opulence, he was not born into prosperity, but was born into simplicity. It wasn't about the outward symbols, it was about the inward symbols. And when we embrace that Christ self, it's about our humility and our willingness to receive. Christmas is that reminder of innocence. The Christ child symbolizes the mind untouched by guilt, untouched by separation. All of those are learned things. When we come into the world, we are pure and simple and whole. So to accept the Christ within is to accept that no real sin has occurred, and therefore forgiveness is possible. There is no sin, but that we know that we are only one, that we were born into oneness, we're born into love. And giving and receiving are the same. Christmas emphasizes giving, but what we give this time of year is not just the physical gifts, but the spiritual ones. We give of joy, we give of love, we give of oneness. So as we know that for ourselves, we know that for those around us. We send each other love and that light. And it can be challenging because often during holidays, we have family, right? We have visitors, sometimes wanted, sometimes not. And so it calls us to be in that Christ light, to be in that place of accepting to be in that place of love and embracing it. I remember those years of when I was a child growing up, and we would get together as a family. And my Uncle Bob was a little challenging. And in the early days, I would argue with him a lot. And it actually wasn't until I became an adult and I understood where he was coming from and what was going on. But initially, we see that resistance, right? We see the butting heads and the resistance. The truth is, when we can see each other for our divine self, we see the love that's there. So Christmas becomes a practice of extending love within ourselves to others. And Christmas is not exclusive to one religion or one tradition. We all celebrate in some way. No matter what you believe, there's a celebration of light, of love, of harmony and goodness. And at the same time, not everyone is feeling the same thing. That some of us feel loss, that we're going through illness, or others, like were mentioned in the prayer, are going through challenging times. So we know that what we can do is send them love, is send them light. And that power of doing that is prayer. And there's great power behind that. When we can do that for another, we are in a powerful healing presence. And so we acknowledge when there's separation or pain. And we acknowledge those and we send them light to lift them up. And what a wonderful place that we have to come to, that we have to come to this community, a place where we can come and be taken care of, where we can have a connection in that spiritual light, in that spiritual awakening. So I honor you all for your commitment to this community, how you serve it, how you keep it going, and for all the volunteers and the light that you bring. Because when you come, you bring your light, and you shine that light, not just for us, but we know that light shines for all of you. So the Course says, Christmas is the rebirth of love in the mind. It's a reminder that we are birthing love in the mind. It's the remembrance of innocence. It's the end of separation, even if we see that for an instant. And this is challenging in a time where we're faced with so much news of separation, so much news of discord. But what we can do is we can hold that light. As we hold that light, we hold it for ourselves and we hold it for humanity. We see power, we see presence. And what I see, so many communities that are coming together to serve people who are being apprehended and being accused, and this separation that we have. There are so many communities coming together to do good work, to hold the light for these communities, to help them, to feed them, to provide for them. My friend lives in McMinnville, and her church, they get together and they stand outside of the schools in the morning. They go and they walk children to school. They are providing meals for people that need them. So they're taking a stand, doing some work. And that's what we know, that's the essence of the beauty of the Christmas light in each of us. So what can we do to hold this light? What can we do in the days ahead? We only have, oh my goodness, is it 5 days? We only have 5 days of this holiday called Christmas, but this is forever. For those of us on this spiritual journey, this is every day. So we can hold this light every day. So the first thing is to be in the present And the most powerful way to be present is to allow ourselves to go in that silence, that time, whether you meditate, and if you're not a meditator, author and spiritual medium, Suzanne Eastman says she has a technique called sit of the divine, that you sit in peace. If you can do nothing else, take a few moments and sit in peace and just watch your breath. Be aware of your breath. Take a breath right now. We forget to breathe, don't we? And then we don't notice our breath. But when we can watch the rise and fall of the body, when we can connect with that divine reception and release, that's, we bring ourselves into the present moment. And what a gift it is to bring ourselves into the present moment, to be right here, right now. So the second way we do this is we welcome the Christ mind. We affirm that love instead of judgment or separation. So we can say, I am willing to see with love. I am love. My favorite one is I am love through all I see before me. Can you say that with me? I am love through all I see before me. So we see love through the ones we see. If we can remember that and claim that, we see love in that moment, no matter what else is happening. You practice that, I promise you, you will see a shift in your awareness, in your thinking, and your reception of the good that is God. And so the next one, the way the course identified it, I'm changing it. It's about releasing guilt. And what I'm saying is letting go of that which doesn't serve. And that can be such a challenging thing to do. Letting go is one of the most challenging things. When we have an idea, we believe I'm right, and I don't want to let go of it. Or if I have something, I don't want to let go of it. Or have you ever been in an organization where they say, well, this is the way we've always done it. That we hang on to the old way, and that the opportunity is for us to let it go, because something new will come forward as we're able to do that. Give what you want to receive. Choose one quality of God today: love, peace, joy, harmony, unity, oneness. Choose one and send that to people that you meet. Send that to people that you think about in your mind. Allow that to be the word, the quality that you send forth. Because when you do that, you are sending it out, and it is coming back to you multiplied. When you send that goodness out, it comes back. So practice choosing a word, choosing a quality of God, and having that be presence with which you are centering yourself and your awareness. And rest in gratitude and trust. When we practice gratitude, it expands who we are. It expands us. It allows us to be in deep appreciation for the smallest thing it can be, for the ability that I love Sandra. Every time I see her and say, how are you? She's in gratitude. She always acknowledges what she's grateful for. Acknowledge that place of gratitude. Acknowledge whatever it is. I'm grateful to be walking. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be awake. I'm grateful for this beautiful sanctuary that we're in, for these beautiful friends that we're in, for the beautiful day that we have. Whatever it is that we acknowledge that and we're grateful. When we can find that place of gratitude, we find that place of connecting with the divine. And it helps us build trust. We're building trust, and I'm trusting that this good is mine, that this good expands, that this good is available to everyone. I'm trusting that feeling. So Christmas is not about the results, even though sometimes we get caught in doing this. It's not about the results, but it's in our remembrance. And so what we have this day, today and this week, is to remember our Christ self, our self of love, and that when we're challenged by relationships, we're challenged by health issues, challenged by what we hear on the news, that we can go back to that place of love, that place of centeredness, that place of oneness. That's ours to do. So I am loved through all I see. Say that again.
I am loved through all I see before me.
And then when you are going out about your day and you think of someone, send them that prayer. I am loved through the one I see before me. I choose to see you, Pat, in love. I choose to see you, Clara, in love. Say their name out loud. When you do that, they are receiving that goodness. They are receiving that light. Because Ernest and Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and all of the spiritual teachers, Eric Butterworth, have said over and over again about the power of prayer, power of light, power that we have. We are that power. We express that. And the Christmas story is the story of that power. So let's take this into meditation right now. So I invite you to get centered in your chair and take a breath and release. Take another breath. And notice any tension as you breathe out, release any tension. So finding that centered breath, find your own pattern of reception and release. And now, see the center of your heart, that there is a spark, there is a flame, there is a light. That this light is the Christ light. This light is a light of love, a light of oneness, a light of wholeness, the eternal light of goodness. So receive this light, acknowledge it, that it is within you, that you have it right here, right now. And see this light begin to expand, begin to grow. See this light fill your body. This light fills every cell, fiber, tissue, plant, or nerve, bone, body, your body, my body. And so this light expands into our whole beingness. And we know that this light cannot be contained, so we see it out of us and moves into everyone that is here. We see this expand, people sitting on the side of you, expand to build this sanctuary, that everyone is one with this light. This light now fills the sanctuary with love, with peace, with harmony, and joy. And now we know, again, this light cannot be contained in this one place, so we send this light out. We expand this light out of this sanctuary into this sacred community, into our city, into our state, into our country, and into the world, that this light expands around the world. And this light is the remembrance of the Christmas story, that there is a Christ who is a babe that was born in nature, and a humble beginning, to powerful parents that were willing to allow this beingness to come into this life. And this light came to shine a light, to show us that we are one, to show us that there is no place of separation, there is no place of doubt or shame. There's only that place of light, love, freedom, and joy. And so we celebrate this birth, knowing that it is a rebirth in each of us of that light. We remember it today, we remember it this week. And as we go out and do our Christmas celebrations with friends and family, that we bring this light with us. We bring this harmony, this peace, this joy, and this goodness. How grateful I am for this goodness and this light. How grateful I am for the knowing of this truth within each of us. I am loved with all I see before me. I am grateful that God is gracious. I release this word in deep gratitude. Together we say, Amen. Amen. So